Max Meow Cat Crusader. That's what I did last time on Comics Academy, and somebody, my dog Cody here, was a little bit jealous. So today, we're going to do a golden retriever. And maybe we'll make him a superhero too. You ready? Let's get started. Today, I'm going to be drawing a golden retriever, which is something that I drew in my book Zoe and Ketchup, a graphic novel that I created with my daughter Katie. So Zoe and Ketchup started off as bedtime stories that Katie and I would tell each other when she was little, and we always incorporated our golden retriever Sky into that. If you remember last time, I was talking about using simple shapes like a square, a circle, and a triangle to create characters like Batman or my own Max Meow. Today, we're going to add a couple other shapes. We are going to use a circle, but we're also going to use a football shape and maybe a teardrop. So these are all kind of related. You could say a teardrop is almost like a circle with a triangle on top, or back to the idea of it being an ice cream cone. A football, of course, it could be considered a nut or the shape of an eye, and the circle. Now, how does that make a golden retriever? Well, I'll show you. So last time I was using pencil, it didn't work quite as well, so I'm going to try a red crayon today. And oh, I almost forgot. I want to thank everybody for the nice messages you sent about the last video. I want to tell you, I got so many great comments. Unfortunately, all the comments were about Will, my cameraman, and my son, and just the fact that he has a really unique way of greeting everybody. So Will, could you do you want to come on stage today? No?
No.
Okay. Would you at least say hello?
Hello.
Okay. So anyway, I guess we're gonna have to make that a feature of these episodes. So getting back to drawing Sky, or Cody, my dog, or as we call him in the book, Ketchup, I'm going to start off with a circle. And if you practice drawing just these shapes separately, you'll learn how to draw all the things. You'll learn how to combine them. So we're starting off with a circle. Will, you think people can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got our circle that I talked about. What was the next shape? A football. Now why would we need to draw a football? Well, we're going to say this is the main part of the head. The football we're going to have overlap. We're going to have it overlap the circle. Okay. And then finally, we're doing the teardrop. Now I'm not drawing the whole body right now. I'm just focused on Ketchup's head. And here's our teardrop. There's also some other shapes. We talk about circles and squishing and squashing them. We're going to add some ovals here, and that's kind of a good start for us. So I'm going to come over here, and now it's time for the inking. Okay, the inking in comics, you often start off drawing in pencil, and then what you'll do is you'll take a marker or a pen or even a brush and use ink to darken it. The reason they would do inking in comics way back when they first created them was because the printing presses had to have a very dark black to carry the lines. Okay, so I'm going to do the inking now. And the inking, we're not following every shape exactly, we're just following parts of the lines. Okay, so you'll see I'm just doing part of this football, and I'm going to bring around the circle part of the head, and actually I'm going to slice into this head a little bit. You'll see, you don't have to do that, but you'll see why I'm doing that in a second. So it's using kind of that round part, and then where this circle is, I just bring these two lines down. So we've got our football, we use part of our circle. Oh, I think that's Cody telling me I'm doing a good job. And then finally, the teardrop is going to make the dog's ear. Okay, so it doesn't quite look like a dog yet. Let's color in those ovals for eyes. And I hear like a vacuum cleaner over here. The dog's talking. Some people ask, why do we do this outside? And I just think that in this time when people are stuck at home, it's a good reminder that you can draw anywhere. You can draw outside. I like to draw on my deck because it's very relaxing to me to do, even when there's some guy blowing his leaves around. So we've got the dog's eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the football a little bit, and then add just a line to make that the mouth. And you know what? I think cartoon dogs look really cute when they've got a big, round cartoon nose, like Snoopy. So we've drawn the head of our golden retriever, and now it's time, just with a couple lines, I'm going to create a collar, because you always want to have a leash and collar on your dog. And my dog, Ketchup, and Zoe and Ketchup, he has a peace sign on his license. And then for his chest, we'll just sort of add zigzags. That's sort of that furry chest of a dog. And just a straight line. You ever see dogs when they sit, they have like a straight back and they look so regal? Okay, so we've drawn Ketchup the dog in a very simple sort of way. So now I'm going to take that idea and turn him into a super dog. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a real quick drawing using some of what I showed you, but I'm just going to do it without this time, because I practiced so many times. You can bring the ear up and make it stick up a little bit. You notice I'm not drawing the football this time because I've practiced so much, and if you practice too, you can get that feel with your dog. A lot of drawing is practicing. If you practice anything 15 minutes a day for 45 years like I have, you get a little bit better at it. So now I'm adding a cape, because sometimes I think when Cody, if you have a dog, you ever have them they're asleep and they're sort of moving their paws, and maybe they're not just dreaming about chasing a rabbit, maybe they're imagining that they are a superhero dog. Again, remember, I'm not going to get too fancy with the way I'm drawing right now. We'll do some fancy tutorials later. But for this, oh, and let's not forget his tail. And because he's Ketchup the dog, the thing about Ketchup is he's got a red tip on his tail. And there's a whole bunch of different stories about why he got that red tip on his tail. But for now, we're just going to say he got it, I don't know, he accidentally dipped his tail in some red paint. So here is Ketchup, and he's jumping around. He's flying. Let's do some lines for buildings. Oh, this building's a little bit different. And I'm just going to add some squares for windows. And one little thing I'll tell you, I was taught this by an actual cartoonist who used to work on the X-Men comic book. If you're drawing a character flying and you have buildings underneath, make sure that you don't have the building go up underneath like it looks like he's resting on his belly, because even though it's just a drawing, it'll look somehow wrong. So whenever you're having a character fly above buildings, make sure that their body is not overlapping with those buildings. Now, what was that final thing I told you? All great artists sign their work. So I'm John Gallagher, this was Comics Academy, and I'll see you next time. See, I did draw a dog. Right, what? Oh. He says to tell you about my new book, Max Meow, Cat Crusader, and you can find out more at maxmeow.com. Also, send me any drawings you do of dogs or cats or heroes or whatever. Thanks.